to have. Okay, all right. We can get started at 6:05. Good evening, everyone. I think you all know me, but my name is Eloise Melendez. I'm the chair of the Norwalk DTC, and I would like to welcome you all to the 25th District Democratic State Convention, and I will be your temporary chair. I've appointed Will Simpson as the temporary secretary, and before we move forward, we need to elect our permanent chair and secretary for the evening. And then, yeah, there you go.
Good evening, all. Welcome. I will now call the roll. First, we have Frank Adelman of Darien.
He is raising his hand.
Being Frank. Abigail Hornstein of Darien. Do we see her?
Not yet.
I saw her.
On.
Hi, I'm here. I was waiting.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
If people could unmute, just because sometimes
Yeah, that
Oh, I will. I'm going to mute myself and video off because I've been video on all day.
Yes, no, you're
Right.
good. Just unmute when for attendance purposes, everyone else. Okay.
All right, Frank here. I'm in attendance.
Perfect. Will Simpson, myself, I'm here. We have Teresa Voigt, Darien.
Here.
Here, Amy Zerbe, Darien.
Here.
Perfect. We have Julie A. Sharp, Norwalk.
I'm letting her in right now.
In the waiting room. Yep. Hi, Julie. We were just calling you on roll.
She might be connecting to audio still.
Okay. All right.
And she said it takes.
Julie,
Okay.
Sharp? We can go back.
Yes,
We'll go
I'm
back.
here.
Oh, she's here.
Oh.
She's here.
Okay, perfect. Then we have John Atkin of Norwalk.
Here.
Perfect. We have Nicole Ayers. All right, we can come back to Nicole. Next up, we have Jennifer Balliette.
We have a proxy.
Proxy, Rosa Murray.
Oh, yes, Rosa Murray. Perfect. You're one of our three proxies. Got it here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then we have Ronald Banks.
I'm here.
Perfect. Thank you, Ronald. Then next up, we have Gregory Burnett Sr.
Present and accounted for.
Thank you. Ed Camacho.
I am here.
Thank you, Ed. Next up, we have Lynn Cheryl Moore.
Present.
Thank you, Lynn. Next up is Jan Degenshine.
Present.
Thank you. Next up is Bob Duff.
I'm present.
Perfect.
Better be.
Next up is Tina Duria. Sorry for the pronunciation.
And then there's a proxy for her.
Proxy,
Oh, yes.
Joanne Duff, proxy for
Joanne Duff.
Tina.
Thank you. Okay. And then we have Nicole Eady.
Here.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Mary Ellen Flaherty Ludwig.
I'm here and nice going on pronouncing my name. That's good. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Next up, we have Elizabeth Golden.
I'm here.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Next up is Max Goldenberg.
Here.
Thank you, Max. And then I see our next person is another proxy, Joshua Goldstein. Do we have Bruce Duff here for him?
Yeah, present, Bruce for proxy.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Bruce. Okay. Now, next up, we have Cheryl Harris. We have Cheryl. Cheryl, sorry.
Cheryl.
All right, we can come back to Cheryl. Okay. Next up, we have Jordan Hensley.
I'm here.
Thank you, Jordan. Now we have Colin Hostin.
I'm here.
Thank you, Colin. Now we have Dominique Johnson.
Here, my apologies for the mute.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you, Dominique. Okay, now up we have Jacqueline D. Jordan Bryan.
Present.
Thank you. Now we have Diane Keefe.
Here.
Thank you, Diane. Now we have Louise King.
Here.
Thank you. Now we have Patricia Marshock.
Here.
Thank you, Patricia. Now we got Sherry McCready Brown.
Present.
Thank you. Jennifer McMurray.
Here.
Thank you. Eloisa Melendez.
Here.
Thank you. Bruce Morris.
Present.
Thank you, Bruce. Now we got Charles Nystrom.
Here.
Thank you, Charles. Victoria Otis. Thank you, Victoria. Now we have Elsa Peterson Abuchowski.
Here.
Thank you. Sonia E. Oliver.
I let her in.
I saw her.
All right, we can come back to her.
I'm here.
She's
Oh,
present.
here you are,
I couldn't
Sonia.
get the mute button off. I'm here.
Oh, no problem. Okay, great. So now, sorry, we have Fanny Osorio.
Present.
Thank you. Brenda Penn Williams.
Here.
Thank you. We have Chris Perone.
Here.
Thank you, sir. Samuel Pride.
Present.
Thank you. Jody Kim Proct.
Present.
Thank you. Jessica Raleigh. Oh, she's in the waiting room. Here we go.
Rayleigh.
Rayleigh.
Dance on.
Hi, Jessica. Are you here? We're just calling roll. And just got to your name. If you could unmute for a second.
She's probably connecting to audio. Let's see.
I'll come back to her. Okay. Now, next up is Diana Rebelos.
Regales.
Rebelos, sorry. Thank you. Harry Rilling.
Here.
Thank you. Lucia Rilling.
I'm letting her into the waiting room right now.
Okay.
The equivalent of running in the room if we were in person.
All right, she's connecting. Come back to her in 1 sec. Jalen Seed.
Here.
Thank you, sir. Beth Siegelbaum.
I'm here.
Thank you, Beth. Travis Sims.
Present.
Thank you. Barbara Smith.
I'm here.
Thank you. Doug Stern.
Here. Present.
Thank you, Doug. Sandra Stokes.
Hi, I'm here.
Thank you, Sandra. Next up, we have Kevin Tepas.
I'm here, Will.
Thank you, Kevin. Got 4 more here before we go back to those we missed. Kathleen M. Tepper.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Johnny Weldon. Do we have Johnny? Johnny Weldon. Okay. We'll come back to him. Galen Wells.
She's here somewhere.
Yeah, here. I'm here.
Thank you, Galen. And then our final, before we go back to those we missed, is Darius Williams.
Present.
Thank you, Darius. Okay, so
you
now
have-
going back.
No. Do you have my name? Donna King?
Donna King.
There
Yes,
seem to
we
be
have you,
no-
Donna. The only names we're missing are, we have Nicole Raleigh. Do we have Nicole Raleigh? I know you joined when we were about to call your name.
Jessica Raleigh.
Oh, sorry, Jessica Raleigh. Thank you. Then we're missing Cheryl.
She can't be here today.
Okay.
I'm Nicole Ears. I don't know if that's what you were trying to say.
Yes,
But
that's who it was.
I'm here.
All right. Thank you, Nicole. Sorry. I'm going through this again. So Nicole, we miss Cheryl. Then it's Jessica. Hold on. Sorry.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, Jessica Raleigh. Thank you. And then Lucia Rilling.
She's here. I believe she just has to unmute.
Lucia, could you unmute for 1 sec?
And I see her.
Lucia. All right, we'll come back to her. The last one is Johnny.
Hi, I'm here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Lucia.
Lucia Rilling present.
Thank
Thank you.
Then the last person we have is Johnny Weldon. Is Johnny here?
I don't think I see her on.
Okay,
She'll be here in about 5 minutes. She's
Great.
on
No
another
problem.
call.
okay. Thank you. So we have, so I will now read the call of convention and give the credentials report. I hereby call to order the 25th District State Senate Convention this May 10th, 2022. We have 58 delegates present and 3 proxies, all with the proper forms. The total of those authorized to vote is 62.
Okay. Thank you so much. Will. I will now open the floor for nominations of a permanent chair. Please indicate that you have a nomination by unmuting and making a motion. Do I hear a motion for permanent chair?
Motion.
Second.
Well, Galen, you want to make the motion?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eloise, weren't you going to be permanent secretary, your permanent chair?
I'm permanent chair. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I moved that we nominate Eloisa Melendez as permanent chair. So sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. Do you have a second for Eloise Melendez?
Second that nomination.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Let's see. Okay, thank you for electing me the permanent chair of this convention. We will now elect our permanent secretary and manage the rest of this evening's endorsements proceedings. I will now ask for nominations from the floor to select our permanent secretary. Please indicate that you have a nomination by unmuting yourself and making a motion to nominate someone.
I nominate Will Simpson as the permanent secretary.
Okay, do we have a second for Will Simpson?
Second that nomination. Second.
Thank you, Colin. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. All right. Thank you. Will Simpson will be our permanent secretary this evening. We will now commence with this 25th District Democratic State Senate Convention. Thank you all for attending. We are gathered tonight to nominate our candidate for the 25th State Senate District. This convention will follow the rules of the state party and followed by Robert's Rules of Order. I now open the floor for nominations. Please nominate a candidate, but by unmuting yourself and speaking.
Madam Chair, I have a nomination.
Mayor Rilling.
Thank you and welcome, Democrats. You know, this past week, we've had the opportunity to elect or nominate a team of Democrats, a ticket that will espouse and fight for the values that we hold so dear. We know this is a very, very, very difficult time in our country. times unlike we've ever seen. Our democracy is being attacked. Women's right to choose is being threatened. The NRA is standing up, and gun violence is all over. The pandemic and its effect on our students and our economy. So we need to continue the trend we started this week. We need to elect and nominate a slate of Democrats who are prepared to meet those challenges head on. We need a state senator that has the courage to do just that. A man who has proven that he can do just like that, just that. And Bob Duff is that man. Now, Bob, as many of you know, has been targeted by the Republican Party for many years because he's a threat to them. But he has prevailed because the voters of the 25th district know and appreciate what Bob has done for us. He's a champion for women's rights. He stands up to the gun lobby. He fights for equal pay for all. And during this pandemic, Bob has been right by my side, working with my team to strategize and how we can move forward. Now, let's not even talk about, we should talk about the money that Bob has brought into Norwalk and Darien, to our schools, the Maritime Aquarium, Matthews Mansion, Stepping Stones Museum, our infrastructure, millions and millions and millions of dollars that Bob brings in to Norwalk and to Darien to help us and to help us better ourselves and to help us move forward. Now, in Hartford, you don't demand respect. You have to earn it. You have to earn it every single day. Bob is respected in Hartford, and that is why he keeps getting reelected as Senate Majority Leader. He's highly respected. When Bob speaks, people listen. They respect him. They respect his vision, and they know that he is the man to lead the state Senate. And it is my honor, my privilege to throw into nomination the name to send him back to Hartford for 2 more years, Senator Bob Duff.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Do we have a second for the nomination? Bob Duff?
I second his nomination. From securing funds to help rebuild aging schools in both Norwalk and Darien to helping pass bipartisan legislation that seeks to address the mental and physical health of our students, Bob Duff has been a champion of Connecticut's greatest asset, our children. As Republicans attack our educators and the curriculum that seeks to teach the whole child, Bob Duff and his fellow Democrats propose and support legislation that prepares students for the world outside of Darien and Norwalk. As many of you know, the Republicans in Darien voted against open choice, a program that would have benefited Darien students as much, if not more, than the 16 young Norwalk kindergartners would have come to Darien schools. We need Bob Duff in the Senate to continue fighting for all our children with sensible ideas and legislation versus the Republican strategy of anonymous Twitter or Instagram pages filled with lies and misinformation that do nothing but incite unnecessary fear. I hope you all join me in ensuring Bob Duff continues to lead our Senate for the next 2 years.
Thank you so much, Teresa. Are there any other seconds?
Madam Chair, may I also second the nomination?
Colin, yes.
Okay. Well, it's a pleasure for me to second this nomination. I want to say that the first time I encountered Bob Duff was on a sign with his face saying that he was standing up for you. And over the years, I have come to realize that that is way more than an election slogan. I don't think many people work harder on behalf of their districts than Senator Duff. Mary Rilling talked about the millions and millions he's brought to our district, and he knows how to leverage, the ins and outs of Hartford. I'm told they don't always have a soft spot for Fairfield County, but somehow Bob is able to pass legislation that is a win-win for his district and for the state. And, speaking personally as the Board of Ed chair here in Norwalk, what we're seeing in the budget that was recently passed, this may be the best budget ever for the city of Norwalk, particularly for our school district. We've already read about the great news for Norwalk High School in terms of that funding. There's even more and greater things to come in this budget. Honestly, my jaw is still on the floor. I know that our students in Norwalk have a better chance of succeeding because if no one else, Bob Duff is standing up for them. And he cannot continue to do that unless we also stand up for him. And that starts with nominating him tonight. And it continues with working our butts off through the fall to get it and getting out the vote to keep him in Hartford this November. So I'm so proud and honored to second this nomination tonight.
Thank you so much, Colin. If there are no other seconds, I will call for other nominations. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any nominations? Okay, hearing none, I move the nomination for the 25th State Senate District be closed, and I make a motion to vote by acclamation for one unanimous ballot for our nominee, Senate Majority Leader Bob Duff, and I'm asking you to unmute and clap.
Go Bob.
Oh,
Go
Bob.
Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Thank you all. Thank you. I
And-
appreciate it. And this is my chance now. First of all, I better get the important part out is I accept your nomination, humbly accept your nomination. So thank you.
Thank you.
All so much. I really appreciate it. And all of you know that public service is my passion. I love this job. I love standing up for you. And, I'm just so grateful for everyone's support tonight and always. I want to thank all of you, the delegates, for taking the time to be out here tonight, even though we're on Zoom. I wish we could have done this in person, but at least even spending the time on Zoom, doing this important responsibility, nominating candidates who want to run for office and do public service, because public service is an honorable profession, and we should be always striving to make sure that we have candidates who care about our communities to run, and that starts with all of you. So thank you so much. Eloisa, thank you for all of your hard work tonight as our chair, and Will Simpson, thank you for everything. And he's one of my best interns, and I'm so glad he's involved in the community. And we look forward to seeing great things from Will in the future. Mayor Rilling, thank you. Teresa, thank you. Colin, thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure working with everybody at all levels of government to make sure that we're achieving our goals. And I really appreciate all those kind words that you said. I also just want to thank my staff, Dean O'Brien, Ken Sacenti, Shirley Thomas, for their hard work, all the Senate Democratic staff, and the delegation that we have assembled right now with Chris Perrone and Travis Sims and Lucy Dathan and Stephanie Thomas. And way to go, Stephanie. I don't think she's on tonight, but way to go for her in her ascension to Secretary of the State. So that's pretty awesome. So we have a really great team, and I'm just so glad to be part of it. So I'll just make this real quick. I'm preaching to the converted here, but I am so excited about the state of Connecticut, and many of you know that over the years we've had to make some difficult choices and decisions, some unpopular ones, but you've always stood by me every step of the way. And when I told all of you that those decisions that we were making, though difficult and controversial at times, were to put us in a better place, and that we would get there sooner or later, and we are here. We have 10 years of hard work has gotten us to that place, where we just passed a budget, a bipartisan budget again, that cuts $600 million in taxes, but it also invests in mental health and early childhood education and secondary education, invests in higher education, and it invests in our local communities and schools. With Norwalk High School, we have a big announcement tomorrow about even more investments in our schools. So this budget does a lot of things. We passed Senate Bills 1 through 6 this year, which I talked to many of you about earlier this year. The governor just signed the data privacy bill, which is one of my priorities this year, which is the second strongest data privacy bill in the entire country, right behind California. It's even stronger than Colorado. We passed the Connecticut Clean Air Act, We passed legislation for higher education, and on, worked in a bipartisan way, but we were always leading the way as well. So I'm just so bullish about the state of Connecticut and the fact that not only do we have these tax cuts and helping people with gas prices and free bus rides and various tax cuts and tax credits like our child tax credit, but we're also have a full rainy day fund with over $3 billion in it. We are paying down our pensions, billions and billions of dollars at a time, which actually will give us about $400 million next year in room in our operating budget, which will effectively help end our structural deficits. It's been such a long time. We've been waiting so long to say that we're finally done with our structural deficits and that we're on a different path. And we've done that in a most responsible way, never turning our back on our cities, never turning our back on our kids, but continuing to make those tough decisions. Again, my passion is serving. My passion is about making sure our kids have the opportunities to learn and succeed. All of our kids, not just some of our kids, but all of our kids have the opportunity to succeed and have the proper physical plan, have the proper money with our education cost sharing, and continuing to make those critical investments, continuing to ensure that Norwalk receives its fair share with our new pilot formula, our new excess cost formula, but also making sure that Darien gets the needs that it has taken care of, and that working together with my other colleagues in the legislature, helping that community as well, and standing up when I see things that are wrong, as Teresa said, with open choice, and holding people in that community who are in elective office accountable when I disagree with them and letting them know I disagree with them. So I think that there's really exciting things to do over the next 2 years. We are in a much stronger position. People are moving to Connecticut like crazy. Norwalk is one of the fastest growing cities in the state. And I just want to make sure that we are positioned right as a state. We're positioned well as Norwalk and Darien, and that we continue to move forward. We continue to make the proper investments, and that I continue to listen to all of my constituents in every community and represent all of you the best that I possibly can. So thank you, and I humbly accept your nomination.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you so much. I mean, I wish there was a word that was a phrase or something that was stronger than thank you. I'm just very thankful for you. If there is no other business, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Rebelos.
Okay.
Second, Oliver.
That was a strong one.
In that order.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Bob.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Feel free to stay on. I don't know.
Hi, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.